Welcome to this week's episode. This week, I'm going to be talking about not my favorite arcade games, but new old arcade games that I've decided to start to try out. So in this one, every time I go to an arcade, I'm going to try to play my favorites, obviously, but 5 new ones I've never played before. Just so I can discover something new that I've never played before, and to actually get full use out of the arcades that I go to.
Alright, up first is Elevator Action. First time ever playing this game, and I have to say that the simple concept of just riding down an elevator and avoiding being shot by other spies, all in the hopes of getting to a red door for secret information, was very addicting and fun. You have to go down 30 flights to the basement to get into your car to escape, but you have to go through every single red door to get all the secret information or you can't escape. I made it to the second level, which wasn't too difficult after a couple tries. Usually my goal in a game at arcades is at least beat the first level and get the high score of the day. I have to say, overall, the game was really fun. You can shoot the other spies, you can jump on top of them to kill them. You can run through them, which I thought was kind of convenient. Usually a game like this, you just die when you touch somebody. Different elevators go all the way down. Some go only partially. You can get squished by the elevator. And there's escalators that go down between floors that don't have elevators. You can duck or jump to avoid bullets. Overall, I think for the day, this was my favorite game. I definitely wouldn't mind having this arcade cabinet at home. And you get 3 guys per quarter, so it's not like you get killed once and you're done. They give you a good chance to really learn the mechanics. So I have to say, it's definitely worth your 25 cents if you're in a arcade and you see it, because you'll get 10 to 15 minutes of fun on relatively a few quarters. I'm not sure how many levels there are, but I almost made it to the bottom of the second floor. So next time, maybe I'll see how far I can get. It's a cool little cabinet. Alright, next up, Lupin. I wasn't a fan of this one. It was a little difficult to control, and it just didn't really... I wasn't really feeling it. I tried it a couple times, and yeah, I don't think I'll be playing this one again. It's cool though. You have to fly through a maze, not get hit, but wasn't for me. Next up, Mappy. I've seen this game before. I've heard a lot of people talk good things about it. So I decided to play it here, and I liked it. Trying to escape, not getting attacked by the cats was pretty fun. And it's basic level design, but I really enjoyed running around and avoiding them. It was a little hard getting the doors to work the way you want them to work when you've never played before, but I feel like with practice, this game could be easily mastered. And it has a really cool looking marquee and designs on it. It really stands out. It'd be a nice little piece in a home. Alright, next up, Warlords. I only happened to try this one because it was right next to one I was already playing. So I was like, well, my goal is to play every single game at the arcade, or any game that I haven't played before. This one's like playing Pong, but really intense. You want to try to destroy the other base by hitting the ball back, and every time it hits, it just takes out a base, kind of like Breakout, I would say. It was definitely fun, and I would recommend that game. Alright, this is the pinball section. I love playing pinballs, but they tend to be 50 cents a go here. And then I saw these older ones for 25 cents a piece, so I'm like, why not? these are a lot more simplified than some of the newer arcades, but I think that actually makes them more enjoyable because you can actually try to master it. You can see what's really going on, and they're not too brutal on making you lose a ball every single turn. On the newer ones, you hit one wrong thing, and it seems like everything is the wrong thing, and your ball goes right down the middle. So for being older, I think that they weren't quite at that point yet of trying to get every single quarter out of you. So you can actually play this one pretty decently without being that talented at playing pinball. I always used to enjoy going to a restaurant as a kid and there being a pinball machine, so this was nice. And for a quarter that actually lasted, I enjoyed it. As you can see, I'm not that good at it, but I got better after a couple tries. All right. And then next up on the chopping block, well, that was Grand Slam. All right, now next up on the chopping block, Sky Jump. Another one of those older arcades. Yet again, for 25 cents, I couldn't not play it. A little bit more complicated than the baseball one, but it still played really well, and it definitely was enjoyable to play without having to worry about making a single mistake. Um, I'd probably play this one again as well, and wouldn't mind having either one of these in your home because they're a lot smaller than some of the newer arcades. They don't really stand out as much. I'd say they were like a foot shorter than the newer ones, and not as they didn't stick out as much. All right, next up is going to be Joker Poker. This is actually probably my favorite of the three. Um, this is when they start getting a little bit more colorful. I don't know if this came out later, but it seems like it. Um, there's a lot going on. It definitely was like a nice step between the basic baseball one and the more up-to-date pinball machines you see today. There's a lot of bonus points you can get, free balls, a lot of things to hit, but it wasn't out to get you if you've played pinball machines before. It definitely allowed you to master it with one quarter right off the bat, but at the same time gave you goals and basically achievements to go for to try to up your score. Usually with pinball machines, I don't try to go for anything other than having fun with it. Usually I set my sights on something on the board and try to get like all three of them hit and just enjoy it. And for a quarter, it got me like 5 minutes of play without dying, really. Where on an arcade machine, sometimes a quarter gets you 10 seconds of play. So it's a nice switch off. All right, next up, Romstar. This one I was kind of surprised. Usually with these fighting arcades, I feel you put a quarter in, you get hit, you're dead. This one, it gave you a nice life bar, and I was able to cruise to the first level pretty good without dying. And they give you 3 lives on top of that. So for a quarter, a life bar that wasn't uh, horrible was great. Next up, ABP, APB. That's it. I really like this one. Had a little seat, driving wheel, gas pedal, and you're just trying to pull over people. It was fun. The more I played, you then have to go after like drug dealers or wanted criminals. You can go into donut shops to get more time, gas shops to give you more gas, and if you do bad, you get fired. So it's definitely a game worth the reward. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be doing another one of these soon. So check back soon. All right. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit that bell, and until next time.